Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for the 1-4 Human Design Profile, or the Investigator Opportunist. If you don't know what your Human Design Profile is, there's a link in the description below for you to get your Human Design Body Graph. And amongst the plethora of information about your specific design, one of those bits will be your profile. So for the purposes of these readings, we're going to go based on that. You don't have to know a single thing about your human design in order for this message to be for you. This isn't really meant to be like instructional or educational. Like, it really is meant to just be an additional channel of information for you, because not every 1-4 is a Cancer or an Aquarius, right? So I do, of course, encourage you to check out your zodiac sign readings, but this is just, again, an additional avenue for information to make its way to you. I try my best to not use a ton of human design language because, again, I don't want anything to get lost in that. Honestly, if it's like just an introduction to your human design, I think that's good enough, because truly my own personal awakening or healing, I should say, really got deep when I did start diving into my own human design. So, with all of that being said, I'm just going to shuffle the cards a bunch. I'm changing up the spread that I've been using for the last however long. We're doing a 3-card spread, which is your current energy, what's leaving, and what's coming in. And then I'm going to clarify each one of those cards with an additional card. And I'm not taking the jumpers. So for the 1-4 profile, for our 1-4s, our investigator opportunists. Okay. Current energy, the 3 of Swords. What's leaving, the Hierophant. What's coming in, the 8 of Pentacles. To clarify, we have the 2 of Swords with the 3 of Swords. Interesting. We have the Death card with the Hierophant. Okay. And then we have the Awakening card with the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, I love a progression in a reading. Even though like the 2 of Swords is clarifying the 3 of Swords, to me, I mean, it's still a progression to me. And it just shows too that you're moving through the energy. I mean, of course too, like it could be a regression since we go from the 3 to the 2. It definitely does feel cyclical though. Like it feels like one energy is feeding off of the other energy. The 3 of Swords, first of all, swords have to do with our mind. We also have 2 Scorpio cards out here. So that's interesting. Big Scorpio energy. The Hierophant is Taurus. If that matters, I mean, it doesn't have to be relevant at all, but I do think that's interesting. So swords have to do with our mind, mindset, our beliefs, truth, and honesty is wrapped into the swords also. Logic, ego, all things encompassing the mind. Also, even to like how we communicate those things. The 3 of Swords is usually heartbreak, disappointment, rejection, shame. Just judging, because there's these eyes here that are crying. This person is like hiding behind the door. To me, that kind of feels like shame or embarrassment or humiliation more so. But it's the stories that we attach to those things. Because again, it has to do with swords. So mentally, right? Like what stories are we telling ourselves, and almost even developing a belief system around those experiences. And with a 2 of Swords has to do with indecision. Almost too, like I keep getting this feeling of like being in limbo. And even like I mentioned before, this cyclical feeling, it's like being on a hamster wheel, just spinning, 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 but like you're not getting anywhere. And with these both being, mind, mental cards, it's like it's being over analytical, almost being in like freeze mode because maybe you don't want to make a decision. Maybe you have some fear of rejection or humiliation or something wrapped around this Three of Swords energy. I mean, too, like it could literally just be not wanting to make a decision. But it's like it's one of those things where like the pressure of it, regardless of if you have a defined root or not, which that bottom-most position in your body graph, if it's a color or if it's white. If it's a color, it's defined. If it's white, it's undefined. But that's kind of where that's a pressure center. Also, too, I mean, the head center at the very top is a pressure center as well, which is why, too, like in human design, they tell you not to make decisions from your head or your root because they're pressure centers. And if you feel any pressure to move, like physically move or to make a decision, you need to let that sink into and go through the filter of your strategy and authority. Now, I'm like kind of being reminded in my head that I was like, remember when you said that you weren't going to use a ton of like human design language? Yeah, if you don't know what your strategy and authority is, I mean, literally Google it too. I mean, just to even, that investigator line, right? Like just read about it and see how it feels. And just maybe even kind of see like where in this situation, where is that strategy and authority like coming in or not? And then we have the Hierophant with a Death card. The Hierophant is like all about tradition, traditional values, traditional type 9-to-5 jobs, traditional schooling, college, right? Marriage, even. It's like passing along knowledge, which, obviously, if you go to school, there is a teacher teaching you. You are the student, right? If you start a new job, there's somebody who is already capable of doing the job, training you to do that job. Marriage is a traditional institution, right? You go in front of an ordained person in order for them to legally link you together until you decide to, or if you decide, right? Like you're legally bound until you are legally not. And you have to pay for both of those things. So it's interesting because we have this figure here. There's this figure and that one over there that are kind of looking up to it. So if this decision has to do with sticking with something that maybe you have just always, like for me personally, right? Like I've always had corporate jobs up until 2021. I always had your traditional, like you're kind of supposed to stay there until you retire. And then I got laid off in 2021. And I haven't been back to like traditional full-time work since then. And I've been thankful, grateful, all of the fulls that up until now, I haven't had to do that. It really is a leap of faith. But this being in the position of what's leaving, right? Like this would be leaving behind something that's even putting you in this Three of Swords and Two of Swords energy, especially with it paired with a Death card. Like that's just like double confirmation because again, this is a position of what's leaving. The Death card is something has to end in order for something new to begin. There's not like both of those things have to happen in conjunction with each other. So whatever this Hierophant is, it could even be a person in your life, a mentor, a parent, you know, somebody that you look up to, and it would be like breaking away from them or just something about that situation. And what is so interesting too is that it like opens things up for you. This feels like having more freedom to express yourself, to try different things. I mean, even just like these two cards as, excuse me, now all of a sudden I have the hiccups. These two cards, as colorful as they look, they're super muted. I don't know if that's like coming across on the screen, but there is a lot of color in those two cards, but it's just dull. It like literally looks like there's like a film over it that's just dulling it down. And then over here we have this vibrancy, bright colors, not being muted or dulled. The Eight of Pentacles, oh my gosh, can you hear my dog snoring? He's perfect. The Eight of Pentacles talks about perfecting a skill. It's putting in work. It's recognizing that you have to invest your time, your resources, your like literal physical presence in order for you to master a skill or even develop a skill. It could be a new job. It could be something having to do with your health. It could be just a different daily routine or even commute. And these do almost kind of feel like yo-yos. I don't know, like, can you see that there's like these white dots? You know, it's like multitasking because it almost like has this appearance of juggling. But then if you're juggling and yo-yoing at the same time, like what? Even too, like it could also just be like just interpretive dance. And it could just be, you know, all these different arms or just all the different, you know, positions of this dance. It almost kind of looks like stop photography or what is it? Stop motion. Even, you know, like the art of dancing or juggling or yo-yoing. It takes time and repetition to develop the muscle memory, the skill, right? That's all Eight of Pentacles. And then with the Judgment card or the Awakening card, which, like I said, is Scorpio because it's attached to Pluto, which is the planet of big transformation. It's literally the life or the birth, the life, the death process, all wrapped into one astrological planet. So this is like, it's like starting a new cycle, starting a new way of being. It's literally like one decision away to leave behind, you know, to even like admit or accept that this is whatever the situation is, it's like, it's no longer serving your highest good. It's not getting you to the place where you want to be. It's, you know, even to like not even allowing yourself to fully express yourself. So leaving this behind allows this energy to come in, and even just the transformation that you will go through, the things that you will realize about yourself, and even to just about the world around you, right? Like your own reality. All of that could be changing. This Eight of Pentacles keeps giving me this like rebuilding type of energy. Even just rearranging things that, you know, it better suits who you are, who you're becoming, who you want to be. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.